Roddy Redshirt here for DemBrothers.com. Use your imagination with me for a moment here, folks, and if this pumpkin patch is the sincerest of sincere pumpkin patches, maybe the famous World War I flying ace is going to rise out of the pumpkin patch and meet the Red Baron in mighty battle. It can happen! Here he is now! Forgive us for using a little imagination here, folks. We probably ought to mention that these are not flying models. They're actually model kits that you build yourself. Let's back up for just a minute and unbuild these models so we can take a look at the boxes and the parts. Atlantis models introduced new square boxes in the year 2020. The monogram versions of these kits had a rectangular box. Atlantis makes these kits their own classics with the square format. Let's take a look at the Red Baron first. Atlantis boxes are truly the greatest. They use all 6 sides of the box to provide plenty of information about what's inside. Here's the kit specs listed here. On the back of the box, you'll find a photo of the built model, information about Atlantis' skill levels, and all sorts of enticing tidbits. Remember, you'll need a little extra paint to make your Red Baron look like this photo. Being a skill level 1 kit, it's suitable for kids ages 10 and over. Kids who can build Lego sets with small parts should be able to handle this one no problem. We'll take a closer look at the contents of the kit in just a minute. We've already removed the plastic bag that protects all the parts. Red Baron comes in 3 colors of styrene plastic on 4 sprues. Most of the Fokker DR1 comes on these 2 red sprues. 2 parts make up the motorization, and we'll take another look at that in a minute. Here's a part that fell off the black sprue. Self-adhesive stickers complete the markings, and an easy-to-follow fold-out makes up the instructions. The white plastic sprue has just 4 parts, including the 2-piece Maltese cross stand. Red Baron's head comes in 2 halves. You may want to paint the figure with whatever skin tone you'd like. Note that the figure's face is nicely detailed. Here's the black plastic sprue. The loose part that fell off here is Red Baron's upper body with a cockpit coaming built in. There are a few more parts for Red Baron and his airplane here, including the battery tray. Check out the figure's helmet with goggles and the prop. There's Red Baron's mustache and the little Fokker's tires. One really cool nod to accuracy is this rotary engine. Check out the induction pipe detail on the side of each cylinder. They're faithfully represented here. Here is Red Baron's machine gun and the battery tray that holds the electrical contact and motor. Here's the first of 2 red plastic sprues with the main airplane parts. Note the fuselage bottom and engine cowling. Check out the vent holes in the front. You've got your tail surfaces here with some rib and fabric detail. This is the center wing. On the flip side, you can see the rib and stretch fabric detailed here. The second red sprue has the main fuselage and remaining wings for the triplane. The fuselage has the bottom wing built in. Over here is the center strut and machine gun mount. Here's the axle with wing struts. The top wing has nicely done stretch fabric over ribs detail with engraved control surfaces. This is a caricature cartoon airplane, but there are some nice nods to realism in the Red Baron model kit. The same sculptors and engineers that made monogram models legendary for accuracy worked on this model, and their skills are quite apparent. We'll take a closer look at the motor components when we get to the Snoopy kit. Both models come with the motor components in their own bag. Normally I'm not hip with self-adhesive stickers on my models, but the quality of the thin film sticker sheet included here is exceptional. The 4 large quadrangles go on the Maltese cross base, and take a macro photography look at the logos that go on the sides of the plane and these insignias. This is some high quality work, and you won't miss waterslide decals at all. Atlantis doesn't scrimp when it comes to markings and instruction sheets, as we'll see next. Atlantis went all out on the instruction sheet. It has clay finish bond paper, custom cut with premium quality offset ink, just like a pricey coffee table book. It's written in a comic style format and easy for kids to read or us vision challenged old guys. Instructions are clear and easy to follow, and they're a reproduction of the original monogram drawings. For this model, the builder starts with the airplane wings. Installing the struts is easy, and then you'll do the landing gear and the figure. Know how easy the motor assembly is off there to the right. Motor construction continues over the page, and it's a simple twist lock to get that motor module in and out. And there's a simple assembly of the stand, and it even shows you the suggested method of starting and stopping the prop. Well, that's all there is to Red Baron. It's awesome. Let's take a look at Snoopy and a Sopwith Camel next. These boxes are nearly 10 inches on a side and almost 4 inches deep. You need a big box for all the stuff in there. Like Red Baron, Snoopy's box sides are packed with all kinds of stuff. This box has 2 vintage photos of a built model on the side, and there's your kit specs. Never throw away an Atlantis box. These are going to be collectible someday, folks. On the back of the box, Atlantis includes a reproduction of an original comic book ad that advertised monogrammed Snoopy and Sopwith Camel back in the day. This kit was so popular it sold in the millions. It was even advertised on TV. Notice that Atlantis pasted their name over the old monogram logo. Is that cool or what? Of course, Atlantis models were made in the USA, and like Red Baron, Snoopy's a skill level 1 kit recommended for ages 10 and up. Now we'll pull the kit contents out of the box before we take a closer look at each item in detail again. Like the Red Baron, the plastic parts came in a poly bag that we've removed ahead of time. Snoopy and his Sopwith Camel comes in 4 colors of plastic. The airplane is yellow, of course, with detail parts to the plane and a base included in black plastic. You saw an extra battery tray in here. There are a couple smaller yellow sprues in here with parts of the plane and a white sprue, the motor, stickers, and instructions, just like the Red Baron kit. This kit had a few loose parts off the sprues, and the bag will help keep them from getting lost. First up are the red parts. There are only 2, but they'll help make this a striking model with Snoopy's scarf and this engine cowling. That authentically detailed rotary engine will look just great in here. The white sprue has only 6 parts. The biggest is Snoopy's doghouse base. Take a close look. You've got raised wood grain detail there, and the larger holes are bullet holes. The smaller holes around the door are for the individual letters in Snoopy's name. Below that, you've got a couple extenders to make the base tip forward a bit so it'll show up better on your shelf. And of course, we've got Snoopy's head and body here. Snoopy's got a great scowl. You can just hear him thinking, "Curse you, Red Baron." The missing tooth is a slot for one of the 2 thought bubbles that we'll see in a bit. Let's check out Snoopy's body. That looks just like a little dog, doesn't it? Who's your favorite, Snoopy or Charlie Brown? It's a question for the ages, isn't it? Here's the black plastic sprue. These parts go all over the model, as we'll see. You've got the top to Snoopy's doghouse base and the lettering. That's Charles Schultz's handwriting here, folks. There's the tires below, and that dumbbell thing is Snoopy's nose. Let's take a close-up look at that Twin Vickers synchronized machine gun. The Sopwith Camel had a rotary type engine, and monogram models include ribbed cylinders with valve lifter detail there. Another nice nod to realism on the cartoon airplane. Flipping around here, we'll see the cockpit coming. Snoopy will sit inside here when the model's done. We've also got the pedestal to that base on the black plastic sprue. An extra battery tray is included, as you can see here. There were a few loose parts that fell off the black sprue. Here's one of Snoopy's helmet halves. You get the goggles here. In some of the TV specials, Snoopy's helmet's actually green. I'm going to leave mine in glorious Technicolor black plastic. The prop also has a nice nod to accuracy that should make the rivet counters happy. There's a correct 8-bolt hub. Check that out. You could paint the prop a wood color if you want. I think I'll leave mine in beautiful natural plastic. There were a couple small yellow sprues in the kit. This one has the empennage or tail surfaces. You've got some raised rib detail and engraved elevator lines here. Another small sprue has the fuselage bottom and landing gear struts. There's a hole for the base pedestal built in here as well. The rest of the airplane can be found on this large yellow sprue. The Sopwith Camel's lower wing had some dihedral to it, and monogram captured that detail well on this model, as you can see here. The stretched fabric over rib shape is there as well, and you can see the engraved aileron lines on those wing trailing edges. Use care when installing these cabane struts. A little trimming might be helpful to improve fit. The sticker roundels go over these flat and circular areas on the wing. There's a little flash, but it's thin and easy to deal with. Here you've got your landing gear, wheels, and axle, along with 2 different thought balloons for Snoopy to tell Red Baron what he thinks. The sticker sheet was really well executed by Atlantis for this kit, just like Red Baron. The colors are really bright and in perfect register. The film is thin and should go on the model like a water slide decal. Here are your sayings for that pair of thought balloons that we just saw. The white S goes on top of the wing, and take a close look at those Snoopy scripts for the side of the plane. They're going to look fantastic on the model. Like Red Baron, the instructions to the Snoopy kit are printed on nice paper. The introductory page starts out with a comic, and over the page you have the assembly steps for the courageous World War I flying ace himself. Home Sweet Home is the doghouse base, and then you'll assemble Snoopy's airplane with easy-to-understand instructions. Woodstock is even there to help you out. Be prepared to do a small amount of trimming with a hobby knife to help the fit of those struts, and a little glue to secure them in place might be helpful. Over the page you have the motor instructions. No wires and no solderings needed. Just snap the motor and electrical contact in place and add your own AA battery and you'll be good to go. The whole assembly has that simple twist lock motion just like Red Baron to add and remove for the plane. We almost forgot the motor. As you can see, it's compact and very specialized. Atlantis went to some serious efforts to bring this back. Just 2 components here. For best results, we recommend use of model glue, hobby knife, fine sandpaper, rubber bands, and a cutting surface to protect your table. We added a little hobby paint for Red Baron. We use light tan for the face and black and white for the eyes. We also use a little dark brown powdered pastel to weather Red Baron's face. Red Baron goes together easily. We cleaned up the molding seams with a hobby knife and used a little glue to be sure our models could withstand the rigors of imaginary flight. While the parts snap in place, a little trimming may be required here and there. Be sure you never force a part, and do some trimming if the fit on anything is too tight. All Snoopy needs is a little black paint on his eyes, eyebrows, and teeth. Check out the website for additional tips for building these models. Regardless, they go together in a hurry and it'll be an enjoyable build. One AA battery will spin those props for about 24 hours. We recommend removing it when you're done playing. Hey, let's take an informal poll. Let us know in the comments, which is your favorite, Snoopy or Red Baron? Or do you like both? While you're at it, break out your fantasy wish list. What would you like to see in a brand new Snoopy kit? We'd love to see Snoopy and a Zamboni. Check out our website, dembrothers.com, where we'll have a ton more information about the Snoopy model kits. We'll see you there. Hey, Snoopy, where's your airplane anyway?